Good morning, internet peoples, YouTube folks. Um, it is Jamie here again, going live to have a talk with y'all. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. I decided to sit outside with the whole fountain feature situation. I love water, so I decided to be out here, and we got the geese that like to fly by and everything. So you might hear some geese and other birds and water and all of that stuff in the background. But today I am inspired to talk about support. Um, and this is something that's actually a relatively new concept for me. That's not completely true. I have an incredibly loving and supportive family. I have some great friends. So I've experienced support on some levels, but when talking about seeking out support intentionally, it's been something that's been a relatively new practice for me. And it's something that I have found with many of my colleagues, my friends, family members, people who I see as being highly successful, highly driven, powerful people. Um, will also say that they'd have a hard time with asking for support or asking for help. So I decided to start off when I got this idea to talk about support. I went to the Googles and asked, what is the definition of support? So I have some definitions here. So they said to support is to bear all or part of the weight or to hold up. Support is to give assistance. Support is to corroborate, or to suggest the truth of. Support is also to endure and to tolerate. So I wonder how you relate to support. So for me, I used to relate to support as something that I didn't need until I really needed it. So it wasn't something that you asked for unless you're at the end of your rope, unless you cannot find any other way, can't create any other way. When there are no other options, then you ask for support. That's the way I used to relate to it. And like I said before, that's actually, I found that to be a pretty common way that people relate to it, especially in this culture, a culture that has a narrative that, hard work is good. Support, hard work, that's the right thing to do. Um, this culture that, thrives on this faulty notion of rugged individualism and pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, which in reality is just never the case, right? Like nobody ever does anything alone. But we definitely, I find that we are in a culture that encourages at least try your hardest to do everything by yourself. And when I look at that definition, to bear all or part of the weight, and I think about that, and I think about some of the things that I have carried on my own. Um, and just to think, like, man, if there was somebody else here to just bear some of this weight for me, and it's almost like this sigh of relief, And so I thought about it for myself, and this is the question that I'll put to you all, like, what does it look like to get support? What does it look like to engage support? So I wrote some things down for myself now that I've been practicing, because at first I was like, I don't even know, this is so foreign, I don't even know how to ask for support. Like, what does that even look like? And my own personal coach helped me out, and he was like, it looks like whatever you make it look like. There's no right way to do support, there's no wrong way to do support. Do it, try it out. If it works, do it some more. If it doesn't work, try something else. So I have this group of people that I call my hype men. And these people, made up of a few different people, but these are people that I know that when I talk to them, no matter what state I'm in, they'll get me real hyped. Like they will reconnect me to my energy, to my power, to excitement, to joy. Like they hype me up. So I was thinking, when when do we engage with support? And before it was only at the last most crucial moment. So I'm practicing engaging with support more intentionally and more frequently and more often to take some of that weight off of myself that I don't have to bear alone anyway, to be more proactive with it, right? So it's like, well, I gauge my support to share good news, right? So when things positive happen, when I have successes, share with my hype men, and they'll be there to celebrate with me, to make it, like, to take it to level 10 so that it makes it even more exciting and celebratory. I share my fears with them, and they get me hyped past and beyond those fears. And they support me in knowing that it's not something that I have to carry and bear on my own. Share my goals. So when I share my goals with my hype men, they provide encouragement for me, and they also provide a source of accountability for me, because it's like, hey Jamie, didn't you say you were gonna do A, B, or C? When they see me not fulfilling on it, and it just reflects back to me and holds me accountable to the standard that I set for myself, right? I share when I make mistakes. That's a challenge, but also my hype men have proven to be free of judgment and to be full of love and consideration. And they're also there to let me know and to help me reflect back and look at myself and call me out on my stuff, right? Like they don't buy into, um, you know, they're my hype man, but they're not my yes man, right? They don't say yes no matter what. They'll let me know if it's like, nah, they'll let me know when I'm wrong on something, which, iron sharpening iron, right? Um, Sharing frustrations and anger, right? So they provide me a space to just really vent and let it all out without judgment. They help me to clear it out so that I can get access back to a clearer, to more my clarity and to more perspective, to get me back to myself. And they also just give me that space to just empty out the stuff. And even that oftentimes is just enough to get me back to who I am, right? So I am really learning and embracing the power of support, practicing it on a daily basis. And sometimes it's a minute by minute practice because, sometimes I'll go back into that, I'm strong, I got it thing. And to be supported is not the antithesis to being strong. Just because I receive support doesn't mean that I can't do it. Doesn't mean that I'm incapable. It's like when I go to the store and somebody asks me if I need help out to the car. Before he's like, or if I want help out to the car, right? And it's like, I don't need it. I got it. And, I got like 3 cases of waters and, all of these bags. And yeah, I'm capable of doing it. But now I've got to the place where it's like, yeah, you know what? You are offering and you are sincere in your offer. And ain't no need for me to get into muscle failure just to get this stuff out of my basket and into the trunk. So yes, please, and thank you. So my questions to you are, 1, what is your relationship to support as it stands right now? And 2, give me some ideas on how you get supported in your own life. All right, I hope that gave you something to think about and added something to you for your day. I love you and look forward to seeing you next week.